Hey out there, it's your neutral friend Latifa. I was off today, so I decided to catch up on some TV, and I was catching up on Hollywood Exes. Right now, Hollywood Exes, excuse me, Hollywood Exes is on season 12. Episode 12 in season 2. And that's the episode before the very last episode, before the season finale. And I haven't reviewed it thus far, but I decided to review it today. And it wasn't even that exciting of a episode, but it was a couple issues that I would like to address or talk about rather in like a recap of the show. All right, so first of all, the ladies on the show, if you don't already know, or if you don't watch the show, first of all, Eddie Murphy's ex-wife Nicole is on the show. Nicole Murphy. R. Kelly's ex-wife Andrea Kelly is on the show. Will Smith's ex-wife Cherie, I don't know her last name, is on the show. I don't know her last name, sorry. Jessica Jose Canseco's ex-wife is on the show. Shamika Lawrence, Martin Lawrence's ex-wife, is on the show. And let me see, Mate, and I don't know, Garcia or something like that. Anyway, is Prince's ex-wife, and she is also on the show. I sincerely hope that I'm not missing anybody. But if I am, I'll probably, add it in sometime during this recap of episode 12 from season 2. Okay, to start off things for this episode, Nicole Murphy, who, like I said, is Eddie Murphy's ex-wife, and she has 5 children with Eddie Murphy. She's getting remarried. She's marrying Michael Strahan, who used to play football. And I'm not even a football fan, so I'm not even sure what team he used to play for, but I believe it is the Giants. I live in the tri-state area here, the New York tri-state area. I'm from New York. I live in New Jersey. And I believe he used to play for the Giants. And now he plays on Kelly and Michael in the morning, which used to be Regis and Kelly, which formerly was Regis and Kathy Lee. So it trickled all the way down to being Kelly and Michael right now. And it comes on ABC in the morning while people who work normal business hours are working. So if you work normal business hours, you probably don't know anything about the show. Or maybe you know about it, but you never watched it. But anyway, Nicole is about to marry Michael Strahan. She's been dating him not dating, but in a relationship with him for a long time. And it's coming down to it. They're about to get married, but right now what's holding up the wedding is the fact that they're working out their prenuptial agreement. Okay. She's out shopping with her two of her beautiful daughters, rather, because I believe she has other daughters other than the 2 that went dress shopping with her. 2 of her beautiful daughters and her mom. And they all went out to a dress shop. And Nicole, who is a beautiful woman, of course, she's a model. I believe that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and in my eyes, she's an extremely beautiful woman. And actually, out of all the women on the show, I like Nicole the best. She is just seems to be very level-headed. She's not about the drama. If a little bit of drama happens, she'll take part, but it's not anything crazy. She has a very neutral personality. And she just seems to be a real sweet girl. And I always put myself in place on these shows. I always think to myself, if I was on a show, would I be friends with so-and-so? Would I be, for like all the other shows like Love and Hip Hop and stuff like that? Like, I think I would be on those shows fighting. And I am a grown woman. I don't fight. But, it's just so much drama, and it's drama on this show too. And I probably wouldn't be fighting on this show because these are women who are actually my age. My husband seems to think that this is the only show I should be reviewing because the other shows are for younger people. But like some of the people on other shows like Love and Hip Hop, and just other shows in general are my age or older. So I mean, hey, I mean, it depends upon what you can relate to and in what way, you know. I can relate to these ladies, the Hollywood exes, very, very much. So I look forward to like reviewing them some more in the future, like their next season, like kind of doing the whole season, because this time I didn't do it. Okay, so Nicole's going dress shopping. She pretty much looks like an angel in anything that she puts on. She has a really nice body. And she's trying on dresses, and her mom and her daughters are telling her how beautiful she looks in every one. But the last one she tried on was the one that she's picking, and I think it's nice too. So she found her dress. All that happened without incident. Everything went perfectly fine. Then it is Dria's birthday. Dria is on or Andrea's whatever. Andrea Kelly, which is R. Kelly's ex-wife. It's her birthday, and for her birthday, all the ladies are getting together and they're having a pole dancing class. Now, Andrea Kelly is a dancer. That's what she does. And so she has a dancer's body. She's there, you know, the pole dancing lady is like doing a spin on the pole and trying to show all the ladies. And then the ladies after that, they start testing it. I mean, you know, start trying to do the same pose and, I mean, spin on the pole. And Andrea is the only one who could do it right because she's used to shaking her ass, whatever. But she's a nice lady. I mean, I really do like her. But like I said, she's a dancer. So she gets up there, she does her little spin, and she does like a little, you know, she does it kind of sexy. All the other ladies try it and they look pathetic. Okay, so the instructor leaves, and now Andrea, or Dria, I'll call her Dria, is now giving the ladies another little lesson, but hers is on some funky booty popping type shit. Like she's like, you know, booty popping on whatever. She gets up on the pole, she's doing her thing, and like everybody is like trying it out. And it's Shamika's turn. Shamika, Martin Lawrence's ex-wife. It's her turn to get over there on the pole and try to do her thing. And she's about to start or whatever. And on the sidelines, Jessica is like, go ahead, hood rat, go ahead, hood rat. And Cherie heard this. I heard it. I don't know why the other ladies didn't hear it. I guess they probably weren't paying Jessica any mind. That's probably what it was. But Cherie heard it. And Cherie decides to take issue with it. And to me, she just blew it all out of proportion. But, you know, it's a show, so I guess that's what they have to do. Honestly, this show seems more real than any of the reality shows where they're following ladies and doing this and that. Like, this is probably the realest show they have and the most unscripted. So, that happens, and I'm looking at my notes off to the side here because I did make notes on this. So again, like I said, Cherie, Will Smith's ex-wife, she decides to take issue with the fact that Jessica, who is a white woman, referred to Shamika, who is a black woman, or biracial, excuse me, woman, that she called her a hood rat. Now, here's my thing about it. First of all, Cherie, which is Will Smith's ex-wife, she is a holy roller. She's what I like to call a holy roller. Like, she has a lot going on with her when it comes down to, like, basically, I'm not going to say she imposes her holier than thou, like, kind of like ways on other people. It's really not like that. But and she should never do it, because to me, she's like, and especially in this episode, she's a complete troublemaker, and like she just brought issue out of something that it didn't need to be brought out of. If I hung out with a white woman, in which I do not, I don't have any white friends, but if I had a white friend, no, I can't say that. I have white co-workers, okay? And co-workers are different than friends. These women here are friends, okay? If I had a white friend that was in a room with me and all my black friends, and my white friend was like, egging me on or like cheering me on. Go ahead, go hood rat, go hood rat. You know, later on, especially because I don't know, I just don't like that term. So later on, if I heard her, I would be like, yeah, I ain't gonna be too many hood rats or whatever. You know, you say something to somebody, let them know. If you're not trying to like hurt their feelings by letting them know, you let them know in a decent, normal way, and you just be like, listen, yeah, that whole hood rat thing, like, you know, scratch that. Take that out your vocabulary when you with your black friends. Sometimes you gotta let when you do hang out with white people, sometimes you have to let them know. It's just that simple. Something that you might be offended by. And this is, you know, for everybody to hear. This is for white people to watch. This is for white people to hear. Sometimes you just have to let a person. Matter of fact, it ain't even, it's not even just white people. Anybody that says something to you that may be offensive, sometimes you just have to pull them to the side and say, listen, you made a certain comment and it rubbed me the wrong way, and it'd be appreciated if you didn't make that comment anymore, or if you did make it, like, you didn't make it toward me, because I don't like that. Even though, you know, to me, you know, you could set a person straight or whatever if you hear them make the comment. But in this case, Shamika did not hear Jessica make this comment. So it is what it is. So, okay. Mayte, well, excuse me, no. Jessica, to me, is definitely full of shit. I mean, because Cherie actually went to lunch with Jessica and brought it up and was like, yeah, I heard you say that Shamika was a hood rat, or call her hood rat in that way. And Jessica was like, really? What's wrong with saying hood rat? What's wrong with that? Like, to me, I mean, let's not forget the fact that we're black and you're white, okay? So there's going to be some sort of like sensitive issues when it comes down to certain words. It just is. Oh, well, I have black friends and sometimes they call each other hood rat and we call each other, you know, like somebody in the show later on in the show had said, yeah, that's the dynamics of you and your friends' relationships. But like sometimes you have to like kind of like tippy toe with type stuff like that. Like, don't do it, you know. But what my issue is, the real issue that I have with Jessica is not saying hood rat, and it's not even saying, oh, I have friends and da da da. The real issue is when somebody comes to you and they tell you that they have it, or, you know, Cherie is like, listen, you don't say that to no black woman, da da da. For you to like sit there and kind of like argue her down about it, that's what I don't like. Why can't we just get all right, yeah, you know something? She might not have heard me, but seeing as though I know that this show is taping, I'm going to call her up. And I'm going to see it as though the last episode, which I'm not reviewing, but if you watch this show, you know, the last episode, Shamika actually got up in this girl's face and was like, yeah, if you do such and such to me, I will fuck you up. Like, seriously, like, she should have been like, you know what? I'm going to call Shamika and I'm going to let her know. You know what? Cherie brought this up to me that, you know, because I had yelled out hood rat while you was about to get on the pole or whatever. And Cherie brought it up to me that that's a no-no. And I just, before this shit get escalated, before it gets out of hand, because you know how people do, before it even get out of hand, I ain't mean it in no kind of crazy way. You know what I mean? We was all just bugging out. I didn't know that saying hood rat was going to be something offensive. So I hope you didn't take offense to it. You know, but if you did, I apologize, boo, because it ain't even like that. That's how I feel as though that should have been approached. And, you know, then it would have just been left alone. That would have been that. And, you know, but no, that's not how it happened. So it is what it is. Okay, so let's move on because we're going to come back to this later on. Okay, Mayte is getting breast implants and she's getting them done by Garth, who is Jessica's ex-husband. Jessica has two ex-husbands. She has Jose Canseco, and then after she divorced Jose Canseco, she married a plastic surgeon, and you know, they got a divorce. Okay, and I, you know, I'm not surprised, because to me, Jessica is a very immature woman. Like, I don't know what it is. That's just my opinion on it. It's not like I don't ever do anything immature or whatever. I'm not just talking about like some of the things. I just been watching this show for almost 2 full seasons, and then that's just my opinion of Jessica. Other than that, she's cool, but she just seems to be a little immature and like she's one of those type of people that tries to act like or tries to play stupid. But she really not stupid. She really knows. But she tries to play stupid. And I'm not feeling that. But anyway. So yeah, Jessica goes with Mate to the office or whatever, and she sees her ex-husband, and, old feelings start to, come on. In the confessional, Jessica even says, yo, I'm gonna try to get him alone or whatever, and, get in his head and see what's really good with him, because I'm feeling some kind of way now that I'm, seeing him again or whatever. But she got him alone, and she was like, yeah, so you ain't gonna get in trouble, right? Coming over here, talking to me alone. He was like, no, you know me. I'm very open. Basically, he was keeping it real neutral with her ass. Like, no, you move over. Like, no, I'm here. You're there. Like, we don't need to be all up on each other. Boo, I don't want to kiss you. No, and we're not going out to dinner. No, none of that. Because he probably got a girl. And I know his girl was like, yeah, I'm watching her ass. He probably got a girl. So he probably, or a woman that he's seeing, and I don't want to make it sound all juvenile, he got a girl, but he probably has a woman that he's seeing, and it's probably like, I'm not, with Jessica. And he shut her down real gentle, like just with his demeanor. He didn't actually say anything, but so that happened. Mate got her breast implants. She said she wanted it a little bit bigger, and I guess she was getting like a breast lift because he wasn't even going to try to do them any bigger. So I don't know. So yeah, I'm just reading my notes here. Oh, okay. So Drea, R. Kelly's ex-wife, has a get-together at her, no. I'm sorry. No, Drea and Cherie go looking for a boutique spot for Cherie, for her boutique. Now, Cherie is the one that I said is a holy roller, and the name of her boutique is going to be the Cherie Elizabeth Boutique. Sounds real holy roller, like, no, I'm just kidding. But dare I say it, Cherie, very beautiful woman. This is Will Smith's ex-wife. They have a son together. His name is Trey, and he's like a grown man now. Dare I say it, but Cherie is like sort of like a cornball-y kind of, I don't be getting into no mess, but I be starting mess kind of woman. That's how she is. I think that if I were on the show, I always have to say this, but I think if I was on the show, at first me and her probably would have got along, but as soon as she would have pulled one of her stunts, I wouldn't be messing with her. I'll be like, you know what? It's a high and by situation, but I really can't fuck with Cherie like that. I can't. But she's beautiful. Cherie is beautiful. And I don't know, she seemed kind of cool or whatever from time to time. But in this particular episode, to me, she's like dead wrong. But anyway, so her and Drea go and look for her a boutique spot. And it seems like she finds one. It seems like she finds a fantastic spot for her boutique. And so, they after that, they go out to lunch. And Cherie basically brings up the whole hood rat thing to Drea. Now, don't get me wrong. This is a typical thing that people do all the time. Trust me. When you have female friends, which I recommend anybody limit their female friends. Seriously. Because when you have female friends, especially when you all know each other, this is what happens. When two of them click off together, even if they don't, that's not who normally clicks off together. What y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna talk about the one that made an offense recently over here. So you guys are over here talking about this one over here, and it just always happens like that. It just always does. So she's out with Drea, and she's like, yeah, so did you hear Jessica make that comment about Shamika when she was getting on a pole? And Drea's like, no, I didn't hear it. So she didn't hear it. So basically, Cherie had to enlighten her. Oh, she called her a hood rat. Of course, Drea is like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. You don't do that. You know, even in the confessional, she's like, oh, my God. She called her a hood rat. Oh, my goodness. That's just, you don't do that. Okay, fine. You don't do it. Cherie said to Jessica when she had a meeting with Jessica and brought that up. She was like, you know what, Jessica? I'm not even going to say nothing. But what you're doing now is you're saying something to Drea. So even if at this very point you don't say nothing else again about it, it still could get back to Shamika. And you are not even in control of the way in which it's going to get back to Shamika. That's the crazy part. You wasn't going to say nothing because you didn't want it to get crazy. Now you're telling other people, and other people may tell Shamika, and then Shamika will know, and you don't know what kind of negative spin will be placed upon this information. So basically, you shouldn't have said nothing, but it was burning. It was burning inside. Actually, you didn't even have to say nothing to Jessica about it. You could have just acted like you ain't hear it either. And then if it would have came out later on, you know how people do. Yeah, I did hear that, but I felt as though everybody else didn't hear it. So, you know what, I just left it alone. But anyway, so she told Drea. Drea now knows or whatever. So, read my comments. Sorry about that. Jessica has a party at her house. She needs to make a big announcement. Everybody shows up. They got to take their shoes off when they come in her house. Everybody's looking nice. Everybody's looking cute. They're sitting around a table. They're eating. And they're like, what do you got to tell us? And she comes out with, I think that we should have a bachelorette party for Nicole in Vegas. Vegas, everybody. We going to Vegas. And, you know, that was what was up right there. Like, I would have been like, oh, hell yeah, Vegas, Vegas. You know, especially with your homegirls, that's got to be fun. You know, and you're going for your homegirl's bachelorette party. And so that was like a good thing. With all these reality shows, anytime they get together and be like, we're going to go to, like how Basketball Wives do. They be like, we're going to go to Fiji or we're going to go wherever. You know, it's like a big thing for these women who probably travel all the time. But whatever. So they're going to Vegas for Nicole's bachelorette party. And that's like the bomb. And so it seems like the very next night, Shamika, no, wait a minute. Yes. Shamika is having a get together at her house. Cause you know, Shamika is going through a divorce from Martin Lawrence, and it seems to be a very messy divorce and a very messy situation. So all her girls are going to come together, kind of like, you know, give her one big mighty hug and be like, girl, everything gonna be alright, you know. It's one of them kind of situations. So she's not only going to have the ladies from the show there, she's going to have her high school friends and her junior high school friends. And it seemed like it's going to be a nice party. And she actually has like, I think she has like a fire pit outside. Everybody's sitting outside. Everybody has on coats outside eating. I would have been like, yeah, could we, because they was eating like collard greens and stuff like that. Like, could we take this inside? Because my food is getting cold before I can even eat the whole thing. Like, me personally, I don't like that, but whatever. So while they're there, while they're just cooking, first it's Drea and Cherie who show up, and they're helping set up or whatever. She according to them, she lives like out in West Bubblefuck, California or whatever, on the coast, I guess. So they're there and they're cooking, they're chopping stuff up, and they're like, yeah, so did you hear the little commentary that happened while you was on the poll? So I don't know how many people are watching this video, how many people are gonna watch this video, but ask yourself this. As soon as one of your friends, and I don't care if you're white, Indian, black, I don't care what it is. If you know you got a bunch of mutual friends, and somebody says to you, so did you hear the commentary that so-and-so had when you was up getting ready to swing on the pole? As soon as they say that, you're going to be like, no, I didn't. What did they say? Like, don't even hesitate. I need to know what she said. Because at this point, you're telling me that somebody was talking shit about me. You know what I mean? Now, if you telling me that somebody's talking shit about somebody else, fine, we can wait. But once you tell me that somebody's talking shit about me, no, I need to know right now. I need to know now what was said. So, eventually, Cherie just came out and said it, that she called her a hood rat. And she's like, a hood rat? No, you don't, nobody should be calling nobody. She was pretty calm about it, but you already know. And yes, Jessica do be saying a lot of dumb shit, and Jessica do like to play stupid, and sometimes there's certain people who like to put those type of people in their place. Me personally, I'm not like that. Like, I don't give it. Me personally, I don't give a damn what you say. Like, unless you are being, like, totally racially discriminating against me. Like, you call me a black nigga bitch. I don't... Because we already know how Jessica do. And I know Shamika don't really know Jessica like that. But it's crazy because Drea and Cherie both have fallen out with Jessica, like, totally. And to me, it almost seems like Cherie wanted Shamika to fall out with Jessica. Yeah, Jessica's an asshole. Yeah, Jessica be saying dumb shit. But you don't gotta, like, try to push somebody to fall out with her. If her mouth will get her ass in trouble, sooner or later. So you don't have to, like, do this, like, egging on of the situation. And I feel as though that's what Cherie did in this situation. She just, like, made it blow up bigger than what it should have blew up. Because it's not even done with. And this episode is, like, almost over. The only other thing that happens in this episode is that all of Shamika's friends come over. Nicole and them get there or whatever. And all the ladies are there besides Jessica because she had to take her daughter to some modeling agency or whatever. But if you ask me, Jessica don't like Shamika's ass. She don't like her. And that was probably from the previous episode where Shamika told her, if you ever touch anything of mine, I'll fuck you up. That's what Shamika told her. And to me, I think Jessica is intimidated by Shamika at this point. So she probably was like, Shamika having something, it's all out in West Bubblefuck somewhere. I ain't going. Fuck her. That's probably how that went down. She gave some dumbass, lame ass excuse that she had to take her daughter somewhere, but like, what? Anyway. So while they told Nicole about it, Nicole was like, what? Okay, so when all Shamika's friends get there, she's like, Nicole is like, yeah, Jessica don't know what she missing. Even though in front of all of Shamika's friends, she's like, even though she called you a hood rat, all Shamika's friends was like, what? Who the fuck is Jessica? Come on now. So then they start having a whole long conversation. And that was when the lady said, that I quoted at the beginning of this review, that the lady was like, that might be the dynamics of the relationship between Jessica and her friends. But Jessica don't know you like that to be calling you hood rat. And some shit just came out. I could tell, like, Jessica was jumping around having a good time or whatever. And that shit just came out. But the fact of the matter is Jessica do need to watch what she say. I agree with that. I'm not giving Jessica, I don't want nobody watching this video to think that I'm giving Jessica a pass. I just feel like it's not that big of a deal. It just isn't. It isn't that big of a deal. So anyways, Nicole let that shit out in front of all of Shamika's friends or whatever. And everybody had something to say about it. It was like, who we gotta fuck up? Let me know. That's exactly how they was looking. But anyway, after the party, seemed like the party went over very good. After that, they only just showed Mate at home. And Mate was basically having to do bed rest because she had a little bit of complications with her breast implants. Like, you guys can't see it, but I'm like touching my breast every time I'm talking about Mate's breast implants. But, she had a little complication, so the doctor was like, you gotta lay your ass down. Don't be out here trying to push no strollers and run after no damn little baby. You gotta lay your ass down. So she was laying in the bed, and her attorney called, and he was telling her how long it was going to take for her to get a hearing or some type of thing with the court to say basically that her baby, Gia, who is adopted, is going to like be totally 100% hers. So basically it's a waiting game. But I look at it like this. At least you're waiting with Gia in your custody. You know what I mean? It ain't like the mother took her back and now y'all going through a little fight, or she's someplace else and you're trying to get her back. She's with you. Yes, it's going to take weeks, but you know what? Everything is like in a plan, I feel. You know, everything is, you know, goes by a certain plan. That's how I feel about it. And if Gia was meant to be her baby girl, then Gia is going to be her baby girl. Period. End of story. So they showed the preview for the season finale, and basically, Shamika, you know, and Jessica kind of like talk about the whole hood rat thing, and Shamika's basically like letting her know. Shamika has said in this episode that she was going to talk to her and she was going to be tactful about it. She wasn't going to like go at her neck about it or whatever. She was going to be tactful about it, pretty much just letting Jessica's ass know, you know, it's certain things that you need to steer clear from saying. And for me, if it has anything to do with race, like you need to like turn around and walk the other way, like, you know. But Jessica likes to treat people like they being too sensitive when they say certain things to her. And that's her problem. But anyway, when Jessica does get confronted about it, you know, she's like, you know what, Shamika, it is what it is. And I'm sorry if that rubbed you the wrong way, because I ain't mean it no kind of way. But honestly, I'm taking issue with Cherie, because Cherie came to me about this and she told me about it. And I was like, damn, I didn't know that was like something that, you know, people don't like for you to say. Like if you're white and you're black saying it to a black woman or whatever, or even if you're black saying it to another black woman. And Cherie even said like she wasn't going to say nothing. She wasn't going to like make this shit get blown out of proportion. And her ass turned around and said something anyway. And I'm glad that Jessica said that, because Cherie kind of needs somebody to call her on her bullshit about that. But anyway, that's the end of this review for this episode. I hope I wasn't like speaking too loudly. I hope my gap didn't get in the way of you guys getting the gist of what this show was actually about. Alright, so I'll see y'all with my next review. Peace.